Hello and welcome. Today is part of winterization, so 3 months after the winter ended, I now have to winterize everything because we've had our spring, summer and autumn, and arguably you could consider now as autumn, but winter's going to be here in 2-3 weeks. So some of the houses, they need the water draining out. This one was already a dead house, and because of the current global situation, the owners have not been able to come out, but I had to decorate it. This is the one we painted. In order to wash it down, I had to put the water on, and the water lives everything up. So today I've got to drain the water down and deal with the electrics, and then there's a couple of other little jobs that need doing. So I have to tidy up around the garden, but let me turn the camera around. Remember that dead one? Well, that's got to come down. So that has to come out, and there's a few overhanging small things that I just need to tidy up for the winter, but that's dead quite clearly. All the other birch have still got yellow leaves on, and that's gone. We saw that one in the summer. So the first job is to take that down, cut that up ready for collecting, clean up a few other bits, and then there's that other big dead one that wants to kill me. Well, today's the day for that one as well. So first of all, we're just going to, while I'm all dressed up, we'll just nip round, drop everything on the floor that needs coming down and cut it up ready for collection, tidy up, and then some of the houses need water draining out of them, and some of the houses need the heating turning on. So that's going to be our task for the day. The bells, the level crossing's just over there, and the men are working. So the bells are ringing. I tried to wait for the bells to stop, but so they're either running a beginning of winter test or they're actually working on the line there. Right. Why have I chopped it up so small? Because I can't carry too much weight out of here because it marks soil. So in order to get it come out, I've got to come in and go back out with as light a footprint as possible. Taking down a couple of overhangers there, trim the bottom too, just take that down, and we should be good here. Dang, look at that view. That's it, that's what we're doing it. So this big birch here, this came down at the right time. It's what I call half-life. Half of it's dead, all the top part of it's dead. Everything from there north was completely dead, and 70–80% of the trunk was dead. You can see it. It's just rotten inside. So because it's so rotten, I'd already elected to use this for firewood because it's no good for boarding or planking. It's just going to break up. Took a lot of wedges to get it to go, despite there only being a very small amount of holding wood. Look, see that? It was heavy weighted towards the back, and there's the rotten. So on the basis, there's only a very small amount of holding wood, probably only 3 or 4% of this was holding wood. Right, you got to leave 10%. I like 15%, but I had to keep cutting into it and wedging it. Anyway, it's down. It's no good for anything. Firewood, that's it. We'll see what happens when we break it open. But right, off to the next one. Right, so unusually, what we're going to do is we're going to leave the door to the van open and the dog loose, and the reason for that being, what I would like to do is have my phone in my pocket, but it's got to be on the tripod. In addition to that, whereas I'd normally put the camera further away so you get the delight of the tree falling, I'd put it much closer. So I've been avoiding taking this down. Mainly because it just wants to go bad. And I couldn't move quick enough because of my back. I got this anyway. Can I move quick enough today? So we're down there by the river, and this is on a friend's property, and it's got to come down. I've got to drop it. So normally the deal is, when I take a tree down, if the wood's good and I can get it out easily, I don't charge. But I'm going to let him process that because he's not got a lot of wood. So it's quite stressful. Okay, let me show you what I can see and what I know. I just pulled that off. It's heavily bored and it's rotten all the way, badly rotten. It's been left too long. It's when you leave trees like this, it's dangerous for the fella and it's dangerous for the people around it. Look at that. So I'm not sure there's any integrity left to get it to go where I want it to go. And it don't really matter where it goes. I'd just like to lay it across there. It's not the only one. This one, it's just the very top's alive. It's a good time to take it down, and with that one, they're dead at the bottom. I'm not quite sure where the boundary is, and because they're still alive, it would be a decision between me and the owner. I think, I'm not entirely sure where the boundary is, but there's a whole group of very sick trees here. But this is the one that has to come out now. So, anyway, we got to do it, so let's get on with it. So I'm not sure what method I want to use to drop it. Let's see. Probably a lot of stress over nothing, if I was honest. Right, that's all I'm going to do. He's very capable of processing that himself. That'll give him another few cube of firewood. So, this, once I'd cut into the wedge, I could feel it was quite firm. A bit bouncy, but the core was good. So, there was no need to worry. You see that? So that'll make good firewood now, that will. And that's for another year. It's going to go the same way, unfortunately. Right, that's us done here. Off to the next one. And the final one. Okay, the toadstools are interesting here. Okay, so what we got here, we've just got the one small one. Good Lord, that looks worse. I can see another hole. I don't know how them holes open up. I can actually see the piece of tile broken. That roof, that needs to come off, that really does. That's going to bring the house down. Right. There we go, one dead one. Too close to this building. Should be a straightforward drop straight out onto the garden. Everything else is pretty good here, really. Probably time to clean that mess up around the bottom of the tree. But I think that's about it for here. We just pop that one out. Can't believe I forgot to press record. Well, I thought I had pressed record, to be honest. Anyway, so that makes this bit even quicker. And a little one. Would have done some damage to the building. No point in leaving it there, it's going to come down. There we go. So that's the last of the trees down this morning. We can take all this gear off now. Next thing is clearing up and, well, we've only got to clear. There's only 2 bits out of here any good. I'll leave some firewood here for this owner to process up. Take the bits that I want, which is the bottom 2 sections of the trunk. And yeah, this building here, it's already closed down. I'm having a moment about that hole now. It means I've got to get up there. Replace the tile. Yeah, well, that's what I've got to do. I've got to get up there and place the tile. Yeah, so I'll probably do that now as well. And it's nowhere near the ladder again. Them clay tiles, like that other house. Fortunately, this roof is much smaller than that other one. It's going to be much cheaper to replace this for tin than that other one. And the roof's not rotten like the other one. Wow. Anyhow, we don't know yet. We haven't opened it up. So next job is to take the water out of that other house, but I'm going to get out of this lot first and have coffee.